All right, everybody. This is Virex from ARVAS here. Hope y'all all doing fine out there. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the new ARVAS album that is just about to be released these days. It's the album number 6. So it's simply titled 6. Started this project for a couple of years ago, I guess a little bit after we released Equanimity, and I needed to do something else musically, so this time around I needed to do something else. And the music I was into in that period was I guess I was into a lot of some old school death metal stuff that sort of shaped the way I composed the new music, the new songs, but I wasn't really happy about it. I had tuned down the guitars to, I think it was 1 or 2.5 step down, and it sounded way too 80s death metal for my taste. When I composed more songs, they didn't really fit that sort of tuning. It lacked the whole basic foundation of extremity and intensity. So I tuned up again to E standard to get that more racer guitar sound that I like, the feel of the playing and all that. We started to work on those songs. We did rehearse more or less half the album in the rehearsal room, and then then COVID-19 struck in for full, and that was it really. So that was basically it for the preparation for that one. Everybody had sort of their own inputs and their own feel whilst doing this, performing these songs, both in studio and when we did them live. As mentioned, Jarl had some good bass lines he used, coming up with different stuff here and there, good suggestions. Ruald had good guitar inputs, pretty good at doing that. Had a lot of good ideas. He also came up with some good solo lines here and there that were used. And he told me he was not that much of a lead guitar player, but I think he did pretty well with coming up with good motifs and developing them into being really colorful solos, into like good contrast to the intensity of the music in the background, which is always impressive to listen to if you have a real intense music and then you kind of slow down and you have this real powerful, simple solo in the background, which means a lot. It really touches you. That's always impressive to me. Christopher also came up with his super fast blast beats, arrangements, and fills and all that. It's just amazing how he does all that stuff. He kind of kept to most of what we did on the pre-productions, what already was there, but he also added a lot to it, and that also made a lot of sense, really. You know, I like people to do things their own way. Don't listen to what I do or what I say. Just do what you do and we'll see if it works. And usually it does work, because it always surprises me when people come up with stuff and it's awesome, let's just keep it. Come on. And yeah, he did that. He also co-wrote a song. He had some good riff ideas that we used in a song, which is basically the main riff of that song. It turned out great. Put on some other riffs in there as well, and it was just kick-ass. I mean, most of the album is basically based around intensity and extreme power to them. Very fast stuff. We have some songs that are not that fast. They are more like groovy, more fresh elements that I always have in my songs. Drumming on this album is superb. There are some sick drumming there. I just do what I do, just basic rhythm, some leads here and there. When it comes to the compositions, most of the songs have this time is more based around the modal chord progression stuff. It's fascinating to see how just some small notes can make sort of like a dull riff interesting. We have also a lot of orchestrations on some of the songs. It turned out great. We did started the recordings for this album a couple of months back. I went to Grimstad, to Christopher's studio, where we just did the drums, all the songs in just a couple of days. Went back here, edited them, and processed them the way I want them to sound on the album, or how I envisioned it. It turned out great. Then it was time for Jarl to come in to do his bass lines. We did that also in a couple of days. Roald came in for his guitars. Everything went pretty smooth. Everybody was well prepared. I guess the only one who was not that prepared was me, because I had kind of forgotten most of my guitar lines since I originally recorded the pre-production. So I had to relearn most of the stuff and just do the guitars all over again. It went good. A little hard time to find the right guitar sounds for both me and Roald. Everything has to fit the bass and drums and in the production, so it needs to sound good in the frequency spectrum and all that. So, but we made it. It sounds a little bit. It sounds kind of a little bit thinner than before, but I kind of like the sound that we have now. It suits the music pretty well. And this is album number 6. We didn't have any name or concept this time at all. And when it came to the cover art, we didn't have any ideas. We had some throwbacks here and there about what to do, but we kind of figured out that just keep it pretty simple. No colors, no nothing, no graphics or anything. Just we came up with Jarl came up with this with just having a logo and the album title just underneath the logo. We did it in Latin numerals this time, so it's just a V and an I. It's just a plain album, just a plain cover without nothing at all. That's what all there is there. Hopefully it awakes the curiosity to the one who sees the cover and what. So that was the basic concept behind that idea, and it looks like this. Remember to subscribe to this channel for more updates, and click the notification bell so you don't miss content here. In the background now, while I've been talking, there has been some music, as you may have noticed, which is from the album, and so hope you have been listening up closely. Cheers.